Hi everyone and welcome to the SIP Impact Grants webinar. My name is Colleen and I help run the Community Investments Program along with Jocelyn and Chelsea, our fabulous SIPsters here at the Elks National Foundation. Our office is known by a lot of different names: Lodge Grants, SIP Grants, Programs Department. We're here almost every Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and we are here to help you get money for community programs at your lodge. Please make sure to call or email us if you have any questions. We're happy to provide program information and assistance with applying for our grant opportunities. Our contact information is at the end of this webinar. Today we're going to be talking about the largest of our grant offerings, the Impact Grant. Impact Grants are up to $10,000 for your lodge to put on a large-scale charitable program. We're going to dive right into what you need to apply for and get an Impact Grant. We have $500,000 available to award in 2018-19 for the Impact Grant. Lodges looking to apply for an Impact Grant will need to complete the new two-step process. Step 1, the lodge must fill out an impact intent for consideration. Impact intents will be judged in August. Only one impact intent per lodge per grant year. Impact intents are meant to help save time and encourage innovative grant ideas. The intent is a quick 6-question survey about the lodge's project idea. Make sure you're succinct and persuasive. It's your opportunity to demonstrate your lodge has a cool, unique idea to solve a problem in your community, and that the lodge has the volunteer power and backing to get it done. So after your lodge fills out an intent, selected lodges will be invited to move on to the full application. Here's some more information about the timeline. Impact intents open April through July 31st, 2018. Lodges that are invited onto the full application will be notified on August 24th. And full Impact Grant and Renewal Impact Grant applications open September 1st and close October 31st. Funding decisions will be announced in mid-November, and lodges have the full 2019 calendar year to use the grant funds. Lodges looking for a renewal do not need to complete an impact intent. Renewal lodges receive instructions in July, and the process is exactly the same as last year. Here's some keys to success for applying for an impact grant. The first and most important is that active elk involvement is key to a successful impact grant project. Impact grants cannot be donations. They require extensive elk involvement, and there are some great examples of this online. I highly encourage lodges interested in this grant to go online at enf.elks.org/impactgrant to find ideas for projects and examples for projects we've funded. Remember, impact grants are competitive, so it's important to have a strong plan. A good idea is just the start. Make sure you know the details. For example, how often will these activities occur? How many elks are needed? How will the funds be spent? An application needs to have those details outlined in order to be considered for funding. Another tip is be prepared and start early. Often we receive applications for projects that sound like they could be good, but we don't have enough information to make a decision. So again, make sure you're planning early and often, and make sure that active elk involvement is an integral part of your project. An application that outlines 2 trips to drop off donations to a food pantry versus an application that outlines a lodge establishing and running its own food pantry, that's a no-brainer. The first project doesn't stand a chance. It's important that your lodge intimately understands a problem you're looking to solve and has the tools to solve it for the lodge. Partnering with another organization is great, and you're allowed to, but make sure that the lodge is doing all the heavy lifting. If you have a question about that, or you're not sure if your project idea has enough elk involvement, feel free to give me a call. But again, plan early, plan often, have those details in place, and make sure that there's that active elk component. So here are some impact grant no-gos, and what I mean by that is these are the restrictions for an impact grant. So first and foremost, impact grants have the same restrictions as every other SIP grant. See page 2 in the SIP grant field guide for details. In addition to those restrictions, impact grants cannot directly benefit Elks members or lodge employees, be used to purchase land or buildings for an Elks lodge, or improve, repair, renovate, or expand current lodge buildings or property in any way, be a donation of funds or supplies to another organization. We talked about that before. Pay salaries or personnel costs for another organization, establish or increase a foundation, trust, or interest-bearing account, fund a one-time purchase such as a vehicle or large piece of equipment, or be a small part of a large community capital campaign fund. And again, what's important here is that impact grants need to be active. If the project you have in mind could be summed up in a presentation of an oversized check to another organization, then this is not the grant for you. So we have many resources at enf.elks.org/impactgrant, including a handy 2-page flyer with all these guidelines in succinct laid out in a flyer. We have an impact grant toolbox, which has great ideas and tips for projects. It also has ideas for filling out the application and evaluation of your project should you get funded. We have a complete list of the 2018 impact grant recipients, so you can get an idea of the kinds of projects we've funded in the past. And we have an impact grant scoring form, which is the exact form we use to score your lodge's applications. In addition to that, we'll be posting some resources for the impact intent soon. But again, this process is new this year. It's a 2-step process. To reiterate, the lodge needs to fill out an impact intent for consideration before you're asked to move on to the full application. A little bit more about the impact intent. It's through SurveyMonkey, which is an online survey company. And so it's 6 questions. Again, make sure that you're succinct but persuasive. You don't need to have all of the details in place or write down paragraphs and paragraphs of what you'd like to do, but you just need to make sure that you present your idea in as much detail as possible without going overboard. And upon receiving the impact intent, our office will email you a confirmation with the intent attached about a week after. So that concludes this quick webinar. As always, please contact us if you have questions or need guidance. Our phone number is 773-755-4730, or you can email us at lodgegrants@elks.org. Thanks.